Okay, in this video, we'll create the code for our player. Sorry, not our player, our enemy. So if we go into here, we're actually going to add one more node, and that's going to be a timer. This timer is going to be called update path timer. And we'll do something with that in a minute, but we are going to switch auto start on. And now we're going to add a script for this. Call it enemy soldier script. And we're going to need some exports here. So export var speed float equals 80. So this is going to be its speed. I think I explained this in another video, but export means it will show up over here so we can adjust the values quickly rather than editing the code. Var means variable. Speed means that's the name of the variable. Float means it is a floating point or a decimal value, and then that's the value of it. The next one is going to be export var player, and that's going to be a character body 2D. So you'll see here it says assign. Now, when we put the enemy into the level, we'll have to assign it. Later on, we'll assign it automatically. We're just going to do it manually at the moment. And then lastly, at onReady var nav agent equals $ navigation agent 2D. We don't want to have to type that out every time. We can just type nav agent. All right. I'm going to delete these. I'm going to have func physics process. If nav agent dot is navigation finished, return. If it's at its location, done. Var next point vector2. Now vector2 is just a variable that has two values in it, an x and a y position. Nav agent dot get next path position. Notice that, see how this is blue and this is blue here? These are all built-in things in Godot. How do I know what they are? If I click on control and then click on this, it'll bring this up and I can see all the different tools that it has. Okay, so it does take a little bit of time. Usually you would find this out through going through tutorials and just learning over time. It's not something that you would be expected just to know. Var direction vector2 equals next point minus global position normalized. I won't explain that. It's quite complex mathematics. Global position plus equals direction times speed times delta. We are updating the position of our enemy. And then lastly, func update path if player nav agent dot target position equals player dot global position. Now this line should be easy to understand. The target position of our navigation agent, which is on our enemy soldier, and that will know what the navigation mesh is. It'll just find one. And so it will find the navigation mesh that's above. If that navigation mesh doesn't have a target position, it's going to set it to the player global position. That's where it wants to move to. Now, finally, we're going to click on signals at the top here. We're going to click on our update path timer and go timeout. And then in here, we're going to click pick. Can you see that, or is it cut off? No, it's not. It's there. Pick. And we're going to attach it to update path. So we're going to connect it there. A little green thing should show up there. That's right. So when the timer times out, we're going to update the path. Go back to inspector. We want it to update more than every 1 second. So let's just update it every 0.1 seconds. It's pretty quick, but it's fine. Okay, now, if I go to level and I put some enemies in this level. So I find my enemy scene, put them in, put in a few of these enemies and hit. Remember, I've got to assign the player to it now. So I don't assign it from down here. I assign it from up here. So that one, I think if I select all three, I can just drag it into it. Yes, cool. All right, and then I will hit play. And they're all gonna come towards me. They're gonna chase me. They're at the moment, they're all just going to team up. Okay, but they're chasing me. And of course, if I think, I don't really like how they just kind of seem to zone through corners. Remember, you can go to your navigation mesh. You can change this back to 10. Oops, I didn't redo the mesh here. Bake it. And then, oh, they still seem to be going straight over those edges there. Why is that? Clear it, bake it again. Play. They're just going to go straight over it. At least they're avoiding it. I will put on visible navigation and visible paths just so that we can see how that's working. Oh, I know why. I know why. If I update the... If I go back to the enemy soldier, I'm going to turn that down pretty much as fast as possible. And it probably should do it now. And back to the level. Let's see. No, still just wants to cheat. That's all right. I'll play around with it and see why it's doing that, but it's not a big deal at the moment. I'm not too worried about it. I think for the most part, it looks pretty good. And the enemy soldier, we want to go to their sprite and turn on auto play like that. Okay.